that's kind of why I like doing stuff with the parks. I feel like I always end up learning something new, and I love, love, love that. I didn't think like seasonal depression really affected me too much. I thought a car had just like ran into the apartment building. I really just gotta remember I can only control what I can control. I just got back from my volunteering activity, and I would say overall it was pretty good. They're a little like disorganized. um, like technically, I was slotted for like 4 hours of volunteering today because that's all I could sign up for, and I showed up at the time that they wanted the volunteer to show up at, and then there's no one there, and I had to like chase someone down. Eventually, got a hold of someone. They just kind of pointed me in the direction of where to go. I'm like, okay. Um, and this place is huge, and then I got lost. I finally found the place. And then I ended up talking to a lady. She's like, "Oh, you're here for this? That isn't for like another 2 hours." So then I kind of go with these employees, which they're really nice. I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna tag along with you guys. But yeah, it was cool though. We were just kind of vibing. I learned a lot though. I learned a lot about sap. I had no clue that sap, like for maple syrup, came out clear, and they had to like boil it for so long and get like so little yield out of the amount of sap that you have. And I thought the way you got sap was just through the tap and bucket, but for like larger quantities of it, there's like tree lines, and that was so interesting to see like be collected and to just like see the woods with just a bunch of like bright blue and green lines strung through it. It was like very interesting. I learned how like the old way that people drill into the trees, and like I just learned like a bunch of little like random stuff, and like that's kind of why I like doing stuff with the parks. I feel like I always end up learning something new, and I love, love, love that. Then we finally got to the event that I was supposed to be tabling at, which is making these muckox. Muckox. I don't know if I'm saying it right still, but it is a basket that the natives would use to collect syrup, maple syrup, out of the trees, and they would even make syrup in the baskets by using hot rocks until it became like sticky, which is crazy. I feel like that would take forever, but basically made them out of paper and a little craft activity for the kids, and it was a lot of fun working with them. I like it was just very overwhelming at times because at one point I was working with like 7 different kids at once, and I'm like, I can't pay attention to all of you. I don't know how like school teachers do it. Oh my gosh. I was stressed. I'm like, I want to make sure everyone feels included, you know? Not one person. Also, working with the kids was really nice because at the end they needed to like tie the handle onto the basket, and a lot of them didn't know how to tie a knot because they probably don't even know how to tie their shoes yet. And so, I didn't even think about that. So I'm hoping, like, if anything, if like one kid left and like can remember how to tie a knot, I'm gonna feel so accomplished. At least one kid, because I would just show them how to do it and then they would do it. Um, so I'm hoping I taught like a little bit of a life survival skill or something, you know. But also, I think it's really nice that parents are taking kids to things like this still, and like, you know, really educating them and just taking them to learn about a bunch of different stuff. Um, I think it's so important. It's so important to just stay educated, keep your kids educated, and keeping, facilities like this alive. But then afterwards, I still technically had like 2 more hours left or something like that, like an hour. And I'm like, okay, do you have anything else for me to do? Like the lady I was doing the table with had to leave. And so I was just kind of like with these other employees. And I'm like, well, do you have anything for me to like do? And they're like, no, not really. So I'm like, well, just gonna like go home. Like, I don't need to be here. Like, I don't need like hours or anything. Like, I really just wanted to like help out. I would say I would do it again though. I also might end up doing, because I want to try and do volunteering at least like once a month. Yeah, I might mix it up with this place, maybe a couple other metro parks, and maybe like the food banks. But I'm trying to like find other things I can do to volunteer and also just like meet people and like try and socialize a little bit more and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I'm hungry. Because I just shoved a granola bar down before I walked in because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm late, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm starving. You know what I've been craving recently? The freaking Sheets tacos from the gas station. Sheets. The tacos are so good. Anyway, we're going to continue on. And, go and figure out food, I guess. Hello, so I am back home now. I am so freaking tired. I've changed a tire. It's the same day as the volunteering. Can you tell what I want to do? Guess. I want you to guess in the comments. I just wanted to chat a little bit about kind of how I've been feeling this winter and kind of, I didn't think like seasonal depression really affected me too much. And I think in my mind while I was in it, I'm like, no, like I'm fine. I think I'm just a little like, I don't want to do anything. I definitely feel like I really haven't been like myself. I've been super like short-tempered and just like not patient with like work-related things, and I'm like scared to go and do things all of a sudden and like don't want to talk to people at all. And honestly, I think politics plays a huge role in that. I think a lot of what's happening in the world right now plays a huge role in that. And I'm already starting to feel better. And I think I first attributed it just to like the weather changing back. But something I also started, I downloaded an app that literally locks down social media. For me, Instagram is like a huge one. Instagram is usually where I get all of my political news from. It's usually where I've been like doom scrolling. And I literally need an app to lock it. And make it like annoying to go out of my way to like unlock it, you know? And that alone has helped me so much. And I think it's helped my mood a lot more. I'm a lot more like selective about what I'm looking at on Instagram. I mean, I want to make sure I'm not like putting my head in the sand still and like know what's going on. But at the same time, I'm not like doing so to where it's just like I get so much negativity that I'm just like I don't want to interact with anyone. And I almost didn't go to volunteering because of it. I canceled my volunteering dates multiple times because I'm just like, oh, I don't want to interact with like the general public right now. I really don't want to interact with the general public because in my mind, I don't know, everyone I'm looking at freaking voted for what's happening right now. But also there's like a safety aspect of like, who am I going to run into that decides they don't like people who look like me and feel emboldened by people who are doing this and not getting any repercussions for it. And so I think that's also scary, but I think just getting out of that doom scroll a little bit has helped. I think just getting out into the real world has helped. And like, yeah, those awful people exist and they're there. But like, you know, I shouldn't let it just keep me in the house because that's what they want, right? They want me to not go out and be happy and live my best life. So, so I think that's helped a lot. I think I've been really trying to be more social in general. I I talked a little bit about the friend I made on Bumble. I'm still talking with her. That's been like fantastic. She has been such like a nice source of like break, and we actually hung out. Um, and we've been like talking about sledding down this hill, and we finally did. But we did it on a day where it was like pure ice. Like, it had melted like a little bit and then froze again. So it was like a layer of ice on top of all the snow. And so I actually have a little bit of video of it. And this is me slowing down the sled quite a bit. Like, I'm using, like, if I were to try and stop myself, like, this would be my attempt. This was me fully attempting to stop myself. Go, 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 go! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Dude. Okay, she's coming back up. This is the hard part. Coming up the hill is the hard part, and she's almost here. Okay, post sledding. How do you feel?
I thought I was gonna die like halfway through.
She almost lost her keys, but then she found them.
That was scary, but yeah.
Yes.
Like
thumbs up.
keys in the
Thumbs up.
snow.
Out of 10. What do you rate out of 10?
We found them.
Yes.
I think it was like honestly the fastest sledding I've ever done.
No, same. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. So I hope I get to hang out with her again. I might try to ask if she's doing anything. Maybe next weekend. We'll see. And I really want to learn snowboarding, but I was going to try to get lessons tomorrow. But there's currently no freaking snow outside. I don't know if I should try to just go. Sadly, snowboarding might just have to wait until next year. Another update for, I guess, on the work side of things. I've been reading a book called Orbiting the Giant Hairball. And this is a book that was recommended to me after meeting with one of my, like, literally my most, like, inspirational artist, that does a lot of concert graphics for Twin Pilots. Their work is sick. I love them so much. I'll link their, like, portfolio in the description if that's something you're interested in looking at. But, because I've decided I want to try and attempt to start freelance work alongside some of my agency work. And I actually have a possible client right now. So that's really exciting. So I'll be able to update you on that if it ends up going through. And hopefully we'll be able to share with you my first freelance client. Fingers crossed that works out. But if not, you'll just never hear about it again. But I went through all the steps of, like, creating my LLC. I've been trying to get my EIN number. The site isn't working, and I haven't gotten any response from the IRS. And then I have, like, a bunch of games I want to finish. I have a bunch of projects I want to work on. I have a bunch of people I want to hang out with. I have a bunch of things I want to learn. Like, I've been really wanting to pick up crocheting again. But I'm like, when am I going to have the time? Y'all, all my Northeast Ohio friends, do you hear that boom? Like, where I am, it was so loud and, like, shook my whole apartment building. I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, I thought a car had just, like, ran into the apartment building. Like, that's how bad it was shaking and how loud it was. And I messaged my mom. I'm like, did you hear that? Because she's, like, a couple minutes away from me now. And she was like, yeah, it sounded like it was just, like, a really loud truck or something. And I'm like, that didn't sound like a loud truck to me, but I didn't see anything. And then all of a sudden, my work chat starts going off. They are all like 40 minutes away from me. They're like, "Did you hear that loud bang?" I'm like, "Yes," but like I'm way over here. I don't know how I heard the same thing that you heard. And like they were describing the exact same sound. And I was like, "Yeah, that's like what I heard." And like it like shook everything. And so we're like, maybe it's an earthquake or something. But we did a whole investigation. We were on Reddit, we were on the Citizens app, like, and then we found on the National Weather Service X account, there was, they said it was likely to be a meteorite entering orbit, and like the shock wave from that. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, it has like a 40-mile radius of like being able to feel the strength of it. Like, that's insane. And I mean, it went even farther than that. Like, it was like the next city over was talking about it. And there's a couple clips of it that people got on their dash cams from like literally like hour away or something. They saw it in the sky. But like where kind of I am is like a little more like directly over it. So I think it was just like super intense. But like that was very scary, honestly. I had some other thoughts going through my head about what it maybe could be, but I'm like, why Ohio? But you know, yeah, going on Reddit and seeing like literally people from like towns and towns over, like way far from me, saying they heard the same sound. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Hello, hopefully you can hear me okay, but thank you for watching. I've really have not been recording a ton, so hope I can get back into the swing of things. I did my makeup today. I tried, at least. I tried, so I'm hoping to have a couple of activities to share with you guys. I always feel like I don't know if I want to record really when there's nothing going on and it's just like me going to work and then me working on projects. I don't know if like my freelance stuff is something you guys would be interested in learning about and just being along the journey of me starting it. I'm about to wrap up my first project and I'm gonna have to send out my first invoice. So that freaks me out, but I think it'll be fine. And then I have a couple of other inquiries about working. So I already have a couple projects maybe lined up. And so I'm excited for that. And then I'm also putting together possibly my first pitch. But I don't know if that's gonna happen, to be honest. So I might just like put the case study on my website and like not actually reach out to the band that I'm doing it for, but I feel like I have to be brave and like I'm gonna have to learn how to seek out work myself at some point, so I need to just get over myself and just do that. But yeah, things have been going great. So I don't know, are you guys like interested? I don't know if people are really interested in like seeing like day-to-day stuff like that versus like when I go out on like a mini adventure, you know. But also it's like the daily stuff and the small steps I'm taking do, you know, go slowly towards a larger goal of mine, a larger dream of mine. So you know, I think a big portion of it is like looking at my room is messy, but looking at my poster that I made every day, and like I'm like looking at it and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have like stuff checked off actually, and that's like awesome. So it makes me really happy. It feels like, oh my gosh, like we're moving. I think there's only one thing I didn't get to do this year, and maybe I can somehow do it, but I don't know, is snowboard. I really wanted to learn how to snowboard this year, and I have literally all of the gear to get started. and then it just stopped snowing. So, or when it did snow, it wasn't enough or didn't stick around long enough. And so I'm like, dang, am I gonna have to like drive to New York or go to Colorado for snowboarding? I don't know. I was hoping to do it in Ohio, but yeah, we might have to travel for that, make it a whole thing. So I was just nervous to go snowboarding and then travel because I'm like, what if I like really hurt myself and I can't drive back home and I'm gonna be like hours away, and then like, I don't know, family or something's gonna have to come get me. That would be so embarrassing, and like I would be kind of upset to put my family out of their way like that. So yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm hoping to have some more videos out to you soon. I have a huge trip coming up for my birthday, so I'm so excited about that. I've been like planning it, and like I'm just hoping that it can happen with all of the, I don't know if they're gonna stop like flying planes or something because of the fuel shortage, so it makes me a little nervous, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you next week. Gambit will also see you very soon. Hey, buddy. Bye. Oh my god, was I really not recording this whole time? I wasn't recording this whole time. This is what I get for not keeping up with my vlogging. Okay, I just devoured these little dumplings. Sorry, my cat is looking under the bed like there's something under there, and he's freaking me out. Boy, you're so indecent.